31st of July, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Hashavua. Devarim.
Okay.
Good morning, Rabbi. How are you?
Okay, everything okay?
Baruch Hashem, how are you?
Baruch Hashem, very good. Okay.
We are in Devarim now.
Yeah, new Chumash. Yeah. What is interesting actually about Devarim is that it's a whole, the Torah presents it as like a monologue from Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu is speaking. The only thing is, the question is what is there different, or what, or if, is there any difference in the level of prophecy, the way the first four Sfarim, first four Kumashim of the Torah are presented, and the way Sefer Devarim is presented. There's a big discussion among different Mepharshim, but anyway.
But one prime example is in Lecha Dodi, when we sing Friday night, Shamor V'Zachor.
Right. That was basically actually Gemara, where she says that.
Oh,
right.
it's a Gemara.
There are other things that just 1 second.
Okay.
No. Okay, let's go. Yeah, okay, Maya, please start.
Okay, Ela HaDevarim, Asher Diber Moshe et Kol Yisrael, Be'ever HaYarden, Bamidbar Ba'arava, Mol Suf Ben Paran Uben Tifol.
Tofel.
Oh, Tofel, right. Vilavan, V'chatzerot, V'di Zahav.
Right.
We just, we had Shabbos lunch on someone who lives on D Zahav in our neighborhood.
I see, okay.
Well,
Okay.
you know Quran pretty well also, I think. Don't you, Meir?
That's true too. Yeah. On it every day. Okay.
It's interesting that there's no place in Ramat Eshkol called Tofel, Lavan, or Chatzirot.
That I know of, but there certainly is a Yam Suf.
Yeah, there
Oh,
is.
yes.
Right, exactly. And Paran and these Zahav. Okay,
Mhm.
interesting. Okay, we're going to see the Maisa from obviously most Suf, Yam Suf, there is a place, and Paran was a place, which is not necessarily based on what's mentioned over here.
Just open the link, all the links, and try. Yeah, you managed. Very good for you. Thank you.
The Zahav, we'll see from Rashi, it's unlikely there was a place called D Zahav.
Okay.
Okay, let's see, let's make a start.
Well, there's a lot of
Let's see
Rashi.
Rashi.
Yeah. Okay. Ela HaDevarim. So these are the words. Lefi shehen divrei tochachot. So these are words of tochacha, rebuke.
Rebuke, reproof.
Proof. Okay. Umanakan kol hamikomot, and they mones to count, isn't it?
Right, or enumerate.
Enumerate all the places. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's good. Shehikis, hold it, Shehikisu, Lifnei HaMakom Bahem,
Lifnei hamakom bahem. Right,
which caused Hashem to get angry?
right. In these places.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll see about that. Okay, we'll see whether the name is places, because we're going to see in Rashi. Okay, let's see when we can do the next Rashi further. Bamidbar.
Okay, so Lefichach Satam et Hadvarim v'his kiran beremez mipnei kvodan shel Yisrael. Okay, so Lefichach, that's why.
Sasames Advarim. He left the words ambiguous, I guess is the best way of saying
Oh,
it.
okay, okay, because
Mentioned-
isn't the Satam to turn off like a light or something? Samet
No. Satam means to basically can be closed. If you have a problem with your blockage in your drain, it's called a stima. Similarly, if you go to the dentist and it gives you a filling, it's also called a stima.
I
Okay.
bet if he pulls a tooth like I had,
Okay. Yeah.
it's a little different. Okay.
Maybe you better pull your leg rather than your tooth, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, so he's Kiran Remez, so it's mentioned through a hint, I guess, Remez, because of the honor of Israel.
That's interesting that every single Chumash, the first Rashi in every single Chumash mentions something about the either the honor or the greatness of the Jewish people. Here, this obviously here in Devarim is the fifth one, right? The first Rashi in Bereshis says that, why did the Torah start with Bereshis? Should have started with the mitzvahs from Parsha's boy, Chodesh Hazeh Lochem. So Rashi says, in order to koach ma'asav higid la'amod, in order to show the greatness of the ancestors of the Jewish people, that we are deserving of receiving the Torah because we are descendants of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. So therefore the Torah began the Torah with Bereshis to show us the greatness of the ancestors of the Jewish people. That's number one. Shmoi starts off with saying that these are the names of the Bnei Yisrael, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu held the children of Israel so dear. Therefore, even though HaKadosh Baruch Hu mentioned all who the sons of Yaakov were in Parshas Vayigash, the introduction to the beginning of Sefer Shmois, the Torah repeats it to show how dear they are to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's Shmois. Vayikra begins the HaKadosh Baruch Hu before HaKadosh Baruch Hu, every single time HaKadosh Baruch Hu spoke to Moshe, HaKadosh Baruch Hu called Moshe with a special, like endearing call. It wasn't a call, it a call. It was more like opened his speech to Moshe by saying, Moshe, I've got something to tell you. Vayikra Moshe, and Rashi says, why was Moshe Zocher to such a special, shall we say, introduction every time HaKadosh Baruch Hu spoke to him? Was because he was the representative of the Jewish people. And every time HaKadosh Baruch Hu had a message or a mitzvah or something to give to the Jewish people, therefore, when he spoke to Moshe in an endearing way, because he was the representative of the Jewish people, to show how dear HaKadosh Baruch Hu holds the Jewish people. And then in Bamidbar, the first Rashi says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu counted the Jewish people again, even though he counted them before they set up the Mishkan. Now, when the Mishkan had been put up and began functioning, HaKadosh Baruch Hu counted the Jewish people again to show how dear HaKadosh Baruch Hu holds the Jewish people. So here too again, as well, here we mentioned the honor of the Jewish people, In other words, the whole, how should I say, every single chumash of the Torah, I mean, the whole Torah revolves around HaKadosh Baruch Hu's connection to the Jewish people, because they are the ones who will going to carry out the Torah and have a special connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu through the Torah. Okay, let's do the next Rashi. El Kol Yisrael.
Okay. El Kol Yisrael, to all Israel. Ilu hochiach mitzatan.
Now Rashi's pointing out over here, why did the Torah emphasize El Kol Yisrael to the entire nation of Israel? So Rashi's pointing out, Ilu hochiach mitzasan.
Okay, so let's see. If he only rebuked part of them, Hayu Elu she bashuk omrim. Those in the market would say, Atem heitem shomim mi ben Amram. You would hear.
You would have heard.
Oh, you would have heard.
I'm sorry, you heard from Ben Amram. Again, by the way, Derech Agav, it was fine when people want to speak in a derogatory way about somebody. They always don't mention his name himself, but just mention his father's name or whatever, some other form of name which doesn't mention the name of the person himself. So here too as well, this is with the Jewish people, those members of Jewish people who were not necessarily held Moshe Rabbeinu in the highest regard, so therefore they will term him Ben Amram.
Okay. Below Hashivo Tem Davar, and he Mikach V'chach, and he didn't, I guess, answer a thing.
Right, and you did not, in words. You heard what Ben Amram says, and you didn't answer him so like this or like this.
So
You should have given an answer. We had a justified reason why we didn't listen to you, Moshe, or whatever.
Okay.
Ilu
Hayinu Sham, had we been there, okay. Hayinu Moshivim Oto. We would have answered him. Lekach Nisam Hulam. This Lekach.
Lekach Kinsam Kulam. He gathered everybody together.
Oh, he gathered them all together. Oh, we read about that. Yes. And he said to them, Hare Kulchem Khan. Now all of you are here. Call me Sheyesh Lo Teshuvah Yashiv. So whoever, okay, who has an answer, let him answer.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Next Rashi is Bar Midbar.
Okay, now Rashi is going to explain over here. Ostensibly, the pasuk seems to be saying these are the words which Moshe Rabbeinu spoke to the entire nation of Israel, across over the Yarden, and these all the following words: Bamidbar, Barova, Moel, Bein Paran, these are all, should we say, landmarks, right? That you can tap into your ways to know exactly where they were, right? Okay. So Rashi is going to point out, no, that's not from these words on. Bamidbar doesn't mean at the desert. But Rashi is going to say that the base means about.
Oh, about. Oh, okay. So Bar Midbar in the wilderness. Lo Bar Midbar Hayu. They were not in the wilderness. Ella Ba'aravot Moav. But in the plains of Moab. Umahu Bar Midbar. So what is in the wilderness?
Yeah, what does it mean when the word says Bamidbar, in the
Mhm.
wilderness? Right?
Okay.
Hello.
Ella bishvil ma she'isuhu bamidbar.
Right.
But because they angered him, I guess meaning Hashem,
Mentioned to them about what they had angered him in
in the wilderness. Shamru, because they said, Mi tain mutenu v'gomer. They said what?
were it that we had died in the desert.
Oh,
Okay, rather than rather than come out to this wilderness, to this desert.
no, that was back in,
We had died in Egypt rather than coming out to die in the desert.
oh, that's when they crossed the Yam Suf. Okay.
No, that was before that actually, but
Oh,
yeah.
before that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm saying
okay.
when they complained, listen, we're stuck. Well, what Kosh Baruch, what did you take us out of Mitzrayim for? If you wanted to kill us, for us to die, we could have died just as well in Egypt.
Uh-huh.
Was it for lack of graves in Egypt that you took us out here?
Wow.
Okay,
Okay. The next one is Ba'arava, which he has in the plain. Okay. Bishvil ha'arava she.
about what happened in the plain.
Oh, about. Okay, right. About the plain. Shechatu Baal Peor. They sinned about Baal Peor. B'Shittim. What's that? In Shittim?
Right.
Ba'arvot Moab, in the plains of Moab. Uh-huh.
That's what happened there, where Bilam gave the Midianites, the Moabites, and the Midianites advice how to seduce the Jewish people into doing an Aveira. And this way, Bilam understood that if the Moabites and the Midianites are successful in getting the Jewish people to be immoral, right, then this is the way they'll be able to harm them. Okay.
Uh-huh. Okay. So next one is Mal Suf. That's what, facing the reeds. That must be the Sea of Reeds. Okay. Alma Shehimru V'Yam Suf. On what did they rebel? At the Sea of Reeds. Bivoam L'Yam Suf. When they came to the Sea of Reeds. Shamru, that they said, Hamibli ein, oh, this is what you just said. Hamibli ein kvarim b'Mitzrayim. Weren't there enough graves in Egypt?
Actually, it's a rhetorical question. Is it as a result of the lack of graves in Egypt? You took us out to the desert?
Okay, v'chein, and similarly, b'nasam mitoch hayam. So what they traveled within the sea. Okay.
From the midst of the sea.
Oh, from within the sea. Okay.
When they came out of the sea.
Okay. Shenemar, as it says, v'yamru al yamsu ayam b'yamsuf kedi tach ba'arachim. Okay, so then they rebelled
at the Sea of Reeds.
At
So
the sea
Chazal
of
learned
Reeds.
that Al Yam means about the sea. They rebelled about the sea at the Sea of Reeds. What did they rebel? So he says, Kosh Baruch Hu, yeah, it's you brought us out of the sea, but they're going to come up on the other side. Right? So
Ah.
Kosh Baruch Hu especially made the nace, even though they weren't really deserving of the nace. Kosh Baruch Hu swept out the Egyptians onto their side of the Yam Suf, that they should see actually all the Egyptians dead. So this would placate them and calm them from the fact that they were worried that the Egyptians were going to come out on the other side and attack them again. So Hakadosh Baruch Hu, you see, they had a lack of trust in Hakadosh Baruch Hu, that even though Hakadosh Baruch Hu had done this tremendous miracle for them of splitting the sea, they walked through and they saw the Egyptians being tossed and turned in the sea. Nevertheless, they still had an element of doubt that all the Egyptians had been killed, and therefore Hakadosh Baruch Hu had to do a further miracle for them to show them actually the dead bodies of the Egyptians. Okay.
Okay, next Rashi. Ben Paran uben Tofel v'Lavan. Between Paran and between Tofel and Lavan. Okay. Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. So Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai said, Chazarnu al kol hamikra v'lo matzinu sheshmo Tofel v'Lavan. He said we reviewed all of the Torah, and we did not find a place that the name Tofel and Lavan are there. Huh. Okay. Ella, but rather Hochichan. He rebuked. Oh boy.
Sorry, rebuked.
Sorry, I can't pronounce it with this thing in my mouth. Rebuked. Okay, then. Okay. Al hadvarim shetaflu al Haman. Oh, over the words when they
I guess it means
talked about the man.
Yeah, how do I say it? Toflu means like they made it derisive, the negative.
Oh, derided it. Okay.
Derided and spoke negatively about the man.
Shehu Lavan. Oh, here's Lavan, which is white. The Amru, and they said, V'nafshenu katsa balechem hak lokel. Okay, and they said, let's see, Nafshenu, our souls are at the edge.
Well, katsa means we are sick.
Oh.
And our soul is sick of this light bread. That's
okay. Okay.
We're sick and tired of this light bread.
We have it every day, every night, every meal.
Okay. Never change a menu.
Right. Okay. Yalmasha suba midbar paran al yedei hamiraglim. And he, let's see, and what they did in the wilderness of Paran because of this, or through the spies, maybe because of the spies.
Because that's where the spies were sent from, and that's also where they came back and gave the bad report about the Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel, and that's where they cried. Okay.
Okay. Okay. The Chatzerot. This is Chatzerot. B'machlukto shel Korach. Oh, this is where they had the problem with Korach.
Discussion among the Meforshim that Korah, it says that Dafka Chatzeros was the place where originally Miriam had spoken. Incident happened with
The rebellion of Korach.
The rebellion of Korach, that's the whole point. That's what the first asked. The rebellion of Korach did not happen in Chatzeros.
Oh, okay.
It happened, the incident with Miriam and Aaron that they spoke.
Against Moshe.
Not concept, they belittled. It's not really, that's not the right word. They spoke derogatorily about Moshe, that he what reason did he have to divorce his wife or to separate from his wife just because he's a prophet? Okay, that's what he thinks. So they so that happened in Chatzeros. Okay.
Okay.
That's what the pasuk says explicitly. And afterwards it says they traveled from Chatzeros to the wilderness of Paran, and from there they sent Meraglim.
Oh, okay. So this is what you were saying. Davar acher, amar lachem.
So according to this travel, so what's in the Chatzeros? So the some Mepharshim explain means they were split into factions. Chatzeros means each person had his own court.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
That's what the
Chatzer.
I translated it. 1 second. Korach's dispute. Here, I'll tell you. Yeah, so I have a whole note over here about that. And I just mentioned to however, I said over here, Rashi maybe explained as not interpreting Chesed referring to the place Chatzeros, but as courtyards, i.e. an allegorical reference to the fact that there was a factional split among the Jewish people, which thus alludes to the dispute of Korach. Chatzeros means they were split into factions. That's the idea of it. Okay? And the second another explanation, yes? Another explanation. Omar lahem.
Okay, Amar lachem haya lachem lilmod mima she'asita leMiriam b'chatzerot. Okay, so we
could have learned from what had happened to Miriam at Chatzeros.
Okay, b'shvil lashon hara v'atem
The result of Lashon Hara. That you weren't careful, nidbartem b'makom. You spoke against HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Oh, okay. And let's see. Now the Zahav. Okay. Hochichan al ha'egel shasu. Oh, that's when he rebuked them over the golden calf.
Right.
Okay, that they
What
made.
did happen?
Okay.
It came about through they had too much gold.
Uh-huh.
And this is the catalyst for the fact that they, like, had, if they had very little gold. So when Aaron had said to them, everybody bring gold towards the golden calf. So they would have thought twice about it. Well, not going to waste my good gold on just a bit of a Avodah. So they would have thought twice. But because they had so much, no problem. We got lots of gold. Everybody has lots of gold. No problem. We'll go give as much as you need towards the golden calf.
Okay.
Shnema. And Rashi brings a raya from a pasuk.
Oh, v'chesev hirbeiti la v'zahav asu labal. Also, it says, I gave much to them, gold and zahav. Oh, no, hold it. Kesef. Oh, it begins with the kesef. So silver and gold, and they made a bow. They made
it into the idol bow.
Wow.
So in a similar way as over there, they made it into the idol bow, so too over here, they made it into the golden calf. That's the idea.
Wow.
Okay. Maybe we just start on Pasuk base. Lou?
Okay, base. Achad Asar Yom Me Chorei Derech Har Seir Ad Kadesh Barnea. So let's see, it was 11 days from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir until Kadesh Barnea.
Right.
So Rashi says, Achad Asar Yom Me Chorev was 11 days from Chorev. Amar Lahem Moshe said to them, Ru'u ma shegiramtem. See what you caused.
Right.
Now, is this an inadvertent cause or is this a direct cause? Because grama is indirect usually, right?
We'll see. It was not a direct cause, it was indirect. It will see
Okay.
because they were punished, right? Therefore, they didn't make it in 11 days. That's what basically Rashi is saying. Carry on, we'll see what Rashi.
Ein lachem derech kitzara me chorev lekadesh barnea. There is not for them a way shorter.
Yes, there's no shorter way for you from Chayrev to Kadesh Barnea.
To Kadesh Barnea.
Hey,
Kadesh
Derek,
Har Seir. Then the path of Har Seir. The route of Har Seir.
The quickest way of going from Chayrev to Kadesh Barnea is by way of Har Seir. Va'afu, carry on.
Va'afu mahalach achad asar yom. And even it is a journey of 11 days. Va'atem
Normally, again, if you go check up your ways, you'll see they'll tell you it's going to take 11 days to go from Chayrev to Kadesh Barnea. Using the Har Seir route is going to take 11 days. Okay,
right.
Carry on. The
Va'atem halachtem osa. Yet you traversed it bishlosha yamim in 3 days. Shaharei, that behold, be'esrim be'iyar, on the 20th of Iyar, Nas'u me Chorev, they traveled from Chorev. Shneimar, as it says, Vayihi bashana hashenis. It was in the second year. B'chodesh hasheni, in the second month. Be'esrim b'chodesh v'gomer, on the 20th of the month, etc.
which means that's when they traveled from Chayrev, from Mount Sinai. Okay?
Uve esrim v'sish'a b'sivan. And on the 29th of Sivan, shalachu es hamaraglim, they sent the spies, mikadesh barnea, from Kadesh Barnea. Say mehem shaloshim yom, deduct from them 30 days. Sha'asu bekiv ros hata'ava, that they spent in Kibroth Hatava, Ve'achlu ha-basar chodesh yamim, that they ate meat there for 30 days. V'shiv'a yamim, and 7 days.
Another 7 days, right? Sha'asu b'chatzeros.
Asu b'chatzeros, that they spent in chatzeros. V'hisager sham Miriam, and Miriam was quarantined there. Nimtza,
Now you've taken off from there 37 days.
right?
Okay?
We find that Shlosha Yamim, 3 days, halachu kol oso haderech. They went the whole way.
Right. So if you make the cheshbon over here from the 20th of Iyar till the 29th of Sivan is 29 plus another 11 days. Is it 11? No, sorry. No, actually, it's really 10 days. From the 20th of Iyar till the 29th of Iyar is inclusive is 10 days plus another 29 days. It's 39 days, and you see they spent 37 days otherwise. So it leaves them just 2 or 3 days basically of traveling time. Okay, so that they did they managed to cover that whole distance in 3 days. But kol kach hoyse shchina mislabetes bil shvulchem. Yeah, you have that?
The Shekhinah struggled so much for you.
Right. It's interesting, mislabetes. I don't think quite struggled. I didn't translate it as struggled. I translated it as with eager, I think. 1 second. Exerted. See that the divine presence exerted himself on your behalf to such an extent. Right?
Exerted. To hurry your arrival to the land. Uvishvil shekil kaltem, but because you acted improperly, Hesev eschem sevivos har seir. He took you roundabout Mount Seir, Arba'im Shana, for 40 years.
Yeah. It was perhaps something a distance which they, Kosh Baruch Hu, when he wanted to, could have brought them, which was normally 11-day journey, he did it in 3 days. But when the Kosh Baruch Hu did not want them to go into the land yet, he had them, I should say, go wandering around in circles for 40 years. Okay?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Have a great day. Okay,
Have a great day.
Well. Oh, to be well.
Very good.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Have a good day, Mayor.
You too now, Lou. Bye.
Have a good day, Yechiel.